Today's story revolves around Johnny Lewis, a well-known Hollywood actor who did something truly horrific. Surprisingly, not many people know the full extent of his actions. Johnny Lewis began his acting career at just 7 years old, landing a small part in an obscure escalator safety video. From there, he appeared in numerous commercials, including one for Pizza Hut. His talent was soon recognized, leading to roles in popular TV shows like Seventh Heaven, Malcolm in the Middle, and Drake and Josh, which were big hits in the late 90s and early 2000s. By the age of 18, Johnny had made enough money from his acting career to move into a Hollywood home with other aspiring actors and actresses. By 2006, Johnny was on the rise, landing significant roles such as a recurring part in the popular show The O.C. He even dated pop star Katy Perry, who wrote 2 songs rumored to be about him. However, Johnny's true breakthrough came in 2008 when he was cast as Half-Sack in the critically acclaimed motorcycle drama Sons of Anarchy. Despite his growing fame and wealth, Johnny was increasingly uncomfortable with the show's violent content. A lover of poetry, philosophy, and chess, Johnny felt the show's direction clashed with his personal values. After 2 successful seasons, he asked the writers to write his character out of the script, a request they reluctantly granted in 2009. Deciding to step back from serious acting, Johnny focused on writing his first novel. He moved into the writer's villa, a peaceful 6-bedroom house near Hollywood known as a haven for aspiring artists. The villa's owner, Kathy Davis, was a nurturing figure who supported her tenants, offering them food, rides, and a sympathetic ear. Johnny quickly formed a friendship with Kathy, finding the villa to be just as serene and supportive as he had hoped. However, a few months later, Johnny's life took a dramatic turn. His girlfriend, Diane, became pregnant, leading Johnny to move in with her to help care for their child. In April 2010, their daughter, Kalima, was born. But the stress of parenthood strained Johnny and Diane's relationship, and they soon separated, resulting in a bitter custody battle that Johnny eventually lost. In October 2011, Johnny had a motorcycle accident in the desert west of LA. Although his injuries seemed minor, doctors worried he might have a head injury, but tests were negative. Nevertheless, Johnny's behavior changed dramatically after the accident. He became erratic, agitated, and incoherent, leading his father, Michael, to suspect a missed head injury. Despite scheduling MRIs, Johnny refused to go. Johnny's friends also noticed his strange behavior, including speaking in a British accent during an acting class. On January 3, 2012, Johnny left his parents' house in pajamas and no shoes, responding to non-existent screams from a nearby apartment. He broke in, was confronted by the owners, and attacked them with a glass bottle, resulting in his arrest for trespassing, burglary, and assault. While in jail, Johnny was moved to a psych ward due to his erratic behavior. A jailhouse doctor suggested Johnny might have had a head injury, but no official diagnosis was made. Upon his release, Johnny's mental state continued to deteriorate. He became sensitive to light, disabled his parents' fuse box, and refused medical treatment for a suspected head injury. In early 2012, Johnny moved to Santa Monica but quickly found himself in trouble again, including arrests for assault and breaking into an apartment. His parents convinced him to see a doctor, who suspected schizophrenia or bipolar disorder. However, Johnny refused treatment, and his condition worsened. Despite his ongoing legal issues and deteriorating mental state, Johnny represented himself in court, believing the charges against him would be dropped. Instead, he was sentenced to a year in prison, reduced to 6 weeks due to overcrowding. Upon release, Johnny asked to return to the writer's villa, hoping to regain some sense of stability. On September 24, 2012, Johnny moved back into the villa. 2 days later, his neighbor Dan Blackburn saw Johnny behaving strangely outside. Johnny introduced himself awkwardly, and then walked away. Shortly after, Dan's wife discovered Johnny attacking their house painter. Dan intervened, but Johnny assaulted him too. Eventually, Dan managed to get everyone inside and lock the door, but Johnny continued his rampage. Police arrived to a gruesome scene. Johnny had brutally murdered Kathy Davis and her cat, actions that seemed inexplicable and without motive. It's believed Johnny Lewis climbed up to the upper patio, or onto the roof of the villa itself. And from there, he either jumped or fell to his death on the driveway below. His death was officially ruled an accident, not a suicide. Despite initial suspicions of drug use, Johnny's toxicology report came back clean. Some believe a head injury from his motorcycle accident caused his violent behavior. Others think it was an undiagnosed mental disorder. To this day, the exact reasons behind Johnny's actions remain unknown. What is clear is that an innocent woman and her pet were needlessly killed, leaving a tragic and horrifying legacy. That's the tragic story of Johnny Lewis.